So you might be wondering why we're focused on social anxiety and not just confidence. Well, the truth of it is that they're both very connected. See, when you're confident, you're not feeling anxious, and when you're anxious, you're not confident. These two things are heavily connected. And so while we're going to get into a lot of confidence strategies, if we want some lasting change, if we want core confidence, I'm talking about lasting confidence you feel throughout the day and not just situationally, we need to get to the very root of the problem. And we need to rip the roots out. And those roots are anxiety. We need to reprogram how your brain experiences fear. And while, you might be like, I don't really feel socially anxious, we all have social inhibitions. And this isn't about just, learning to lose our filter. This is learning to handle fear and handle anxiety differently. Let me give you an example. When you're with your family or friends, you probably feel more at ease than when you're with strangers, right? You probably don't filter what you say. You probably just let your humor flow. You might just feel like you can just be yourself and you're accepted for who you are. If not, we're going to get into that a little bit more in detail later. But I'm assuming for right now that you are. Now let's imagine that you are talking to someone you find attractive. You're probably filtering what you say. You're probably overthinking. You might be, not being yourself in a certain sense. You're trying to be polite, or you're not trying to push the buttons or rock the boat. Now, the funny thing about this is that it's actually counterintuitive, because you're not really showing who you truly are. You're kind of showing the really best version of yourself in hopes that they don't reject you. But the funny thing is that people are actually, and you'll find this yourself, attracted to genuinity. We are attracted to authentic people. We're just drawn to them. When someone's just themselves, we're totally okay with that. But the funny thing is that when we feel anxiety and when we start to filter ourselves, we're not really being our best version, are we? We're trying to be this correct version, or this right thing that doesn't get rejected. But in reality, I've found that people are very rarely upset with who a person is, but rather they're upset when a person misperceives themselves. So you're actually better off to always just put your best foot forward, to be confident right off the start. Now, that's easier said than done. And this is why I'm not just going to focus on confidence. We got to get right down to the root of the problem, which is anxiety. This is why this program focuses very heavily on that. So I'm excited to get started with you. Stick with it. Let's get you some actual results.